Potassium is a critical nutrient for plant growth, playing a key role in photosynthesis, water uptake, and overall plant health. Insufficient levels of this nutrient can have serious consequences for the health of your crop.
So another essential plant nutrient is potassium, and whenever you look at its role in the plant as carbohydrate production, opening and closing, and helping open and closing of the guard cells of the plant, we look at that as a key deficiency too. And like nitrogen, that can also show deficiencies as far as coloration of the plant and the yellowing of the plant. Unlike nitrogen, you're going to see it more the leaf margins and edges and working in towards the midrib instead of out.
So potassium deficiencies can have the opposite effect of, when I talk about that cell integrity, that cell wall integrity, we can start to see lodging. Say in a crop like wheat, if we don't have good potassium availability that's built a good stem, we can start to see lodging and have wheat laying down. Other crops that utilize a lot of potassium are broadleaf crops like soybeans, potatoes, and again we're going to see those deficiencies start to show up on those leaf edges. So it's important to get out into the field and look closely at what's causing the deficiency, not just drive by down the road and see a discoloration and assume it's nitrogen, because we might need to get out there and take a closer look at that leaf so we know for sure that that's a potassium deficiency or some other.
When thinking about the process of potassium in the plant, when we look at the function of the leaf stomata and the role the potassium plays in that, we can look at a scenario like a drought year, where it's going to be important for us to hang on to every drop of moisture that we can get. And if we have a strong leaf stomata, we're going to be able to regulate that moisture much better, giving our plant the best chance of survivability throughout the year. When we look at other crops that are going to benefit from proper potassium fertilization and maintenance in that plant, we're going to be looking at cotton, we're going to be looking at alfalfa, we're going to be looking at soybeans, even down to almonds and grapes. So the management of potassium is an essential nutrient that we need to be looking at and making sure we're, again, staying out ahead of with our tissue test, with our soil test, making sure that we're staying ahead of the deficiency before it gets there.
To have good potassium levels in the plant, we have to start with a good foundation of potassium in our soil. Again, starting with the soil test, knowing where our levels are, knowing where that base saturation level is very important. When we see a potassium deficiency, there are many ways to make corrections. We can do a side dress application, get that potassium back into the roots and into the plant. We can also do foliar applications. When you think of a plant like a soybean and those larger leaves, they're very, very good at taking potassium in right in through those leaves and getting a response. Where I'm from in south central Nebraska, we have good levels of potassium in our soils, but we still sometimes see a nice yield response to some additional late season potassium, say on a corn crop. We can run that through irrigation systems or maybe a foliar application and get a nice yield response from those applications. For more information on macronutrients like potassium, visit our website at agroliquid.com.